Profanity Nation.
Yeah, it's the new era of man for some old school fans with a new school brand. We got money on the mic with the plan in hand. And Stat Pat to his left, they go hand in hand. And to the right, we got Simpster, he putting it down. It's the Profanity Nation, we running the town, yeah.
It's the Profanity Nation.
Profanity Nation.
Yo, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Profanity Nation podcast. We're not happy right now, but it's just a lot more of the same. So let's see what's going on. Mr. Money Mike, wash your hands. I already know how you're feeling. So let's I don't know. What do you want to say?
Man, look, I feel fine. I predicted this to be a win over the night. Didn't pull through. What are we doing? Clock management on game one with LeBron.
Yes. They said the first 20 to 25 games.
Right. I mean, wait a minute. I thought at the press conference he was as healthy as he could be. Go ahead, Pat. Introduce Pat. Man.
And in the house, as always, is our man Stat Pat. We're hoping he has lost his memory of the numbers from this game, but we'll get to it. Stat Pat, how are you doing, my man? You were doing better 2 hours ago.
Just really good. We're really excited for the game.
Yeah.
Game actually happened. And it's good because we were a lot of talk going back and forth. So it's like, okay, now we gotta play the games. And still streaking. I mean, Denver is still streaking right now on the Lakers, and it's the same film we've seen in the playoffs.
Worse.
Just go in and dump it into. But the thing is, we now got to talk about the role players for Denver and how they are real. KCP is playing better than he ever has played in his career. Porter, we got Brown. We got a lot of good part, and they're hungry. They actually look like they want to prove that they belong as being a champion.
I would agree. They wanted it more, no question. And that's what I think that's where the experts all failed. I think everyone thought the Lakers would want it more to get back at Denver, especially with Coach Malone talking so much smack during the offseason. That did not happen. The Lakers laid an egg. They actually performed worse than they did in the playoffs.
Yes.
Because they lost by 12 points.
Yeah.
They were never really in the game. They never really threatened the game. They came within maybe three a couple times.
87 84 was the closest they got.
But they never really threatened anything. Let's get right to it. Money Mike, Anthony Davis looked great. He had a lot to say.
When he looked great
in the beginning of the game,
in the first half.
In the beginning of the
first
game,
half, he did.
In the beginning of the game, first half, he looked great. He had a lot to say coming into this season. Reggie Miller's on the TNT broadcast talking about, we think he's going to go out for an MVP season on both ends of the ball, defense and offensive. Davis, you laid an egg, man. 0 points in the second half. Money Mike, 0 points in the second half for Anthony Davis.
What is the purpose? Why are you even out there if you're not going and you're not trying to get to the basket? You're not trying to draw a foul. You're not, you're not trying to make your jumpers. Your threes supposed to be back. Like what? We're passing you the ball.
Right.
You're not. You can't make a free throw. You can't get fouled. You can't.
Affect the game somehow.
Somehow. And then look, and why are we low managing LeBron James? I mean, I don't.
Let's get to that. But let's work our way up. Let's work our way up to LeBron. So we know we're going to talk about LeBron.
Right,
and LeBron.
We go
now we watched the game here in studio, so we watched it together, of course. So we have a lot to say. Anthony Davis, 0 points. It's simple. This team goes as far as Anthony Davis takes them. You said it. You were calling it in the first half. You're saying use your speed. You were predicting exactly what the analysts were going to say. You're sitting here and you're predicting. You're like, use your speed. And then Reggie Miller's like, look at him use his speed. Everything, we were talking about that. Was there an echo? What happened? Where'd he go?
He wasn't getting a lot of the shots the fall in the third quarter that was falling in the first half. And so I think he pretty much was disengaged. He wasn't really working towards trying to get he was not trying to will the baskets, trying to force it. We're not trying to force it. If it wasn't falling, it wasn't falling. Where some people were like, look, man, if it's with me If it's about me and you win and lose with me, then we're gonna see what this looks like because I'm gonna keep jacking these shots up.
I'm going down.
You're going down with me. If it's about me and I'm the one that's gonna take us to the next level, then I have to get shots up. I'm gonna shoot this ball. And so I just think that once those shots wasn't falling, he was disengaged. He didn't really play the same game. And that's unfortunate because, like you said before, like I said, there's a lot of talking going back and forth, but him really throwing down the gauntlet saying they heard the chirping across, during the summer. It's like, all the talking. And basically, I'm thinking like, then you should have had 40 and 20.
Bingo. You don't come out flat.
So the thing about it for me is like, I don't understand. Like you've been in the league a really long time. And I mean, people have off nights, people have off quarters. I get that. That's a normal thing, part of the game. But you got to, like you said, Step-Pat, you got to stay engaged. You got to figure out a way to affect the game. You play great defense most of the time. Right. Get a couple of blocks, get a rebound. Get the ball to people who are hot. So if one element, which is scoring, is not in the card for you at that moment, there's still multiple ways you can affect the game.
Defense
and you got to be able to do that. If not, then you're just taking up a spot. And that's something that we cannot have. I mean, the Lakers are definitely a team that the most of the league wants to fail.
Right.
And so we have to go and bring it every night. And that's the key. Now, Austin Reeves, he definitely was driving the hole, trying to do everything he could there. Rui, he did the same thing.
Torian Prince.
I think I need a little bit more from Rui though. Rui was not really the Rui that was in that series where he was an X factor. He didn't feel like. I mean, it looked like Torian Prince was what Hachi was in the last series. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't stop you, Hachimura, for doing what you got to do. Gabe Vincent, a lot of times it was him playing the point guard position, sometimes a little scary because he had a couple of turnovers that led to big points in that third quarter. Like when LeBron went down, and they were down by I think 4 points or I think 4 points, they went on a run. And then they came back, and it was at that point they took control of the game. And I just think the Lakers had them on the ropes, but they just didn't have the finishers. And that was the story of the Lakers in the postseason. Do the Lakers have a closer? They do not have a closer, and that's just evident right now.
Obviously it's early, but I don't care. We're a show that reacts by the week to how the Lakers are doing. So we're going to react right now. We have one game to react to, so we're going to react off that. Okay. What I saw today was proof positive that you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. I don't care what they say. I don't care how they talk. Oh, I'm so motivated. Oh, I don't like what they said. Oh, I'm coming out. You just need to look at their body of work. And when push comes to shove, they're going to fall back into that routine. And that's what you're going to get.
Yep.
So this is what we're going to get from Anthony Davis. Sometimes he's engaged and sometimes he's not as engaged. And he can get lost out there, which no superstar should ever do. It should not happen. And he has a tendency to do that. That's not going to change.
No, I would rather him be like 3 for 19. Like you throw it up.
It's the same thing going, okay, you played, you didn't get a single foul. Like, are you playing defense?
Yeah.
You got to get a foul.
You got to get a couple fouls.
A foul. It's the same situation.
He wasn't in foul trouble. I mean, he was like kind of like
in the first half, foul trouble.
But then the second half, he was not flirting with 4 or 5 fouls. He wasn't
even playing defense.
Yeah, so he wasn't playing with that same kind of like energy. And so, another thing that happened, kind of like at with the game itself, we are now starting this as a rivalry now. We got to call it
some hate.
We got to call it for what it is, because we always said that it wasn't a rivalry because of the Clippers, because we didn't beat them and they didn't in the playoffs or whatever, and we beat them in the playoffs. Matter of fact, we've beat them multiple times,
many times
in the playoffs, and it was their first win against us. Well, I mean, if Kobe versus Melo, Kobe versus Melo.
Yeah,
we know 2012 we beat them. Okay, we beat the Denver Nuggets a few times in the playoffs, and so now they won, and we won against them in 2020, which was the the part 2 was last year. We're now looking at this coming up to a trilogy. Hopefully, we get some,
that would be really interesting. So on a scale, let's just go around the room here on a scale of 1 to 10. How disappointed are you in the Lakers' performance today as a whole?
Scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a solid 7.
Of disappointment.
Yeah,
10 being
7.
the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, 10, I mean, because here's the thing. I mean, I think that definitely it's the first game, so we have to take account to that. If they play like this 4, 5, 6 games in, then definitely that if they play at the same extent, the disappointment level is going to be higher for me. Because he on this, okay, I'll say it's the first game to get off the rust for
I'm not giving them
the
that.
first time that they're actually playing an actual real game. But no, I did see lack of energy. I did see a lot, not being at your spots you need to be. But now you know what the rotation is going to be. You have an idea of how everything's going to go. I'll give it a 7. But later on, if it's 4 or 5 games, they're doing the same thing, I'll raise it up.
I'm gonna just to me 5 because like I gotta keep it in perspective. I know I wanted this game so bad, but if we can let me go ahead and see what we do in our season opener. We're gonna play against Phoenix, right? And if we
Home opener, yeah.
And we play against
Thursday.
them, and if we lose against Phoenix, then we should be worried about, okay, the 2 good teams. We need to prove that we can beat the good teams, especially at home. So I'm reserving my disappointment, but okay, ring night, they were hype. You guys were not up for the challenge. Now you got a little bit of taste of what a rivalry is about. So that's why I'm going to say it at 5.
All right. I'm going 10. The reason I'm going 10 is I'm just taking this one, just looking at the one game. That's all we have as a sample size. Anthony Davis failed miserably. The rotations weren't great. Darvin Ham still has his small guy 3 guard line that he's in love with. We saw 0 minutes from Max Christie,
right?
Which you thought, forgive me, but you thought was going to be a huge part of the rotation ahead of Cam Reddish.
Yeah.
And he didn't even get a minute. So I'm sitting here going, the adjustments were not made. The players were not motivated enough. Yet they talked.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say is shut up if you're not going to back it up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because you didn't back it up.
No.
So this is a show me world. This isn't a
100%.
Tell me world.
100%. Now we, like I was saying, we talked all the talk now. Now you got something on paper. We got something on paper now. Now you got to defend that. We don't care about what you were talking about, the regimen you did. We don't care you shot like 20,000 shots a day. Doesn't matter.
Right. That's the amount of times in a row Denver's beat us.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. 5. Continues.
And that's all just going to playoffs. I have no idea going back to last season. I don't recall. Yeah. So if we go back to the regular season, it could go further than that. I don't know. You guys look into it. Let us know what you think there. If it goes further than that, I'm not sure. Okay, so it wasn't great. Lakers play Phoenix next. Phoenix is playing Phoenix right now. You guys all know that.
They're playing the Warriors.
So yep, they're playing the Warriors at the Warriors. That game's going on as we are filming, so we can still talk about it. Thoughts on that game? Do you think Phoenix has what it takes right out of the gate in that first game to go in to Golden State and take one?
Well, I mean, Bradley Beal is not playing, so that's not going to be their full complement of players to go into that team. However, Booker and Durant has played big games together, so yes, they might be missing Beal, but I think they'll be able to, at least show up. But I think the Warriors will win this game.
You think the Warriors will take it home?
The Warriors will win the game.
Obviously, by the NBA scheduling these 2 games on this night, like you said, they're trying to show a kind of rivalry growing between Denver and the Lakers, and of course now Phoenix and Golden State. And the only reason there would be any rivalry between Phoenix and Golden State is Kevin Durant.
Right.
So do you think that they're grasping for that rivalry there?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely trying to create a story.
They're trying to manufacture 100%. A story, right?
And it's a good matchup. You expect Phoenix to be overachievers. That's what they always are trying to strive to be. And you're expecting the Warriors to be good because they for the most part, they have their same team.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what they're capable of doing all the way to win the championship. So yeah, I mean, definitely you can see that they're doing that. You know, where we TNT, you don't turn it off. You see the Lakers and what they're doing. The rings get given out. You go right to Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Booker. Yeah, I mean, no, that literally is what about 6 hours worth of of content right there that you're watching.
Yeah,
you know, straight without turning the channel. So yeah, no, it's a great lineup. You know, definitely great for TNT.
Excellent. And then of course tomorrow, whole slate of games, so the whole season gets going. This, you know, we'll kind of wrap up on the Lakers. We're not going to harp too much more on it, but you know, just this just reeks of these are the type of efforts that they show against the Clippers, and the Clippers love to just, you know, rub it in the fans, right? I don't. If they weren't motivated, if they weren't motivated by Malone's comments, do you think what the fans did at the end of the game will motivate them? We'll come right back. We'll talk about that, what the Denver Nuggets fans did to the Lakers at the end of the game. Don't go anywhere. Before we go somewhere, be sure to check out our new merch store. We've got our new merch store up and running. That's right. Designs with Attitudes are up there. Of course, you all know that we have our statement shirts. Money Mike's got his wash your hands
wash
shirt
your
on.
hands, yeah.
I'm wearing, this is actually very telling right now, the heart over talent shirt. You know, that's what we're talking about, Anthony Davis. So just head on over to infanitytv.com. There's a store in the menu. Click on that and you're going to see all the great stuff and tons of more merch. I mean, there's tons, thousands, literally thousands of different options of merch that you guys can go in there and find. So be sure to do that. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Profanity Nation podcast on infanitytv.com.
Profanity Nation.
A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
and he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Hey, thanks for sticking around. Of course, you're watching or listening to the Profanity Nation podcast. We are the source for Lakers news, Lakers information, Lakers talk. All right. Before we left, we talked about a little bit. We're still talking about Denver. Money Mike, let's just go to LeBron's stats really quick.
Yeah. And
then we'll finish off with what the crowd did over there to the Lakers, and we'll see what that
is. So LeBron had 21 8 and 5, which is, I guess, is a decent stat line. But my issue is, and always is, you know, with LeBron, is that they're not really impactful stats, right? You know what I mean? Like he's not really getting people in foul trouble. He's not, you know, willing the game to go in the Lakers' favor. He's just going out. It seemed like kind of going through the motions to me. You know, that's what I kind of felt. They had him mic'd up, which I think was great in the sense of he was out there coaching people up. He was talking about how he sees everything and he knows what's going on, all that type of stuff. But, LeBron, let me ask you a question. I mean, I know it's 21 years, and I know we're paying you like $40 million. Are you the coach or you're the player? You know what I mean? Because, I really want you to, if you're going to go and give people tips and all that type of stuff, you still need to be out there moving and being way more active. I feel like if that's what you're going to do, it's beginning of the season. Why are we load managing you, in the beginning of the season? I mean, I think we definitely shouldn't. 35 minutes, I think, is what he should be going, and we shouldn't be counting. Why are we counting these certain type of things? Like these are stuff that if we get in the season, it's a back to back stuff like that. I think that's where we should, but not in the beginning. And your 21-8-5 didn't mean anything.
I don't have a problem with the minutes because we all know LeBron's going to get his stats anyways. They're always quiet stats.
Who cares
about that? Who cares if what?
If he gets 21-8-5 and is not effective in the game.
No, you're right. You're right. But it doesn't matter if he played another 5 minutes. It's just his play isn't changing the game anyways, right? So that wasn't the difference maker in this game, was it? His minutes? No.
I mean, his minutes were not. Well, the thing is, to play devil advocate, he did got on the bench. He sat on the bench, and Denver made their run when LeBron was on the bench. When LeBron was in the game, LeBron actually got the Lakers in their sets.
Oh, sure. Plus minus was in favor of LeBron.
Yeah, like LeBron actually helped them get the offensive line when he was on the bench, and we tried to allow D'Angelo Russell to be that person to facilitate. It wasn't just working. It wasn't happening. And so we need to figure that out because D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves got to take up the slack when LeBron is not on the ball. They got to be able to get us into our sets and be able to make the offense run more fluid. It's 21-8-5. We needed all of those points. I mean, AD is 6 for 16, 0 points in the second half. Like, if we're talking about affecting the game positively or negatively, AD is that person. When he's not playing well, the Lakers are not playing well. He is the barometer. I mean, LeBron has had his day in the sun, honestly. I mean, and whatever LeBron does on the court is going to either help us, but it's not really going to hurt us as much as AD and his performance.
Let me give you a comparison. This might shock you, okay? Gabe Vincent was a minus 17.
I know.
Okay. LeBron, a plus 7. 2 players were a minus 14, and one more player was also tied for a minus 17. Do you know who that was?
AD.
Yeah.
AD was right there with Gabe Vincent tied.
Yeah.
In the negative, the minus 17. The other 2 players were Austin Reeves and, believe it or not, Prince were minus 14, but I just think that's because they happen to be on that lineup.
Yeah.
But minus 17, that can't happen.
No, it
for your
can't.
Star.
It cannot, and it cannot. And so that's where we're at. And so as much as, money is our, resident LeBron hater, like, I'm getting close to putting like 80 feet to the fire. Like, it has to happen now. We have to talk about it, and he has to be highlighted. Like, you're in LA.
Accountable.
Yes, you have to be accountable. You just signed a major contract extension with the Lakers. You need to be held accountable. These types of performances, we paid you, or I would not say we, because I didn't pay you, but the Lakers are paying you actually to perform better. It was a promise. We're going to give you $40 million a year,
and
you have to perform.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you don't perform, we're still going to give you $40 million.
Yeah,
that is not right. You have to now hold your end of the bargain, and you're essentially, like I said, look, you could second game. I want to really see because this on again, off again stuff. Look, Kobe would have been told him, bro, you got 2 games. You got 2 games to figure your stuff out, and then I'm gonna get right into you. Like, he would just he would have rolled him. We didn't roll him until he got to consistency. He would have rolled him to consistency. Right now, hey, let's see how they come out. Maybe we need this more camaraderie. I don't know. Maybe this Laker chemistry is gonna get us into it, right? Laker chemistry. Like, there's so much chemistry.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
Time will tell, guys.
We'll see.
Okay. So there's other news out there in the basketball world. There's always
the new rivalry with what was the Nuggets saying?
Oh, the chant.
Oh, see, there you go.
The chant. So basically, at the end of the game, when everything is pretty much done and dusted, you're up by 10 points.
Garbage
to the win,
time.
the garbage time, but to the winner goes the spoils, right? Ring night, everybody's sauced up, they're feeling themselves, and they bring out a chant that only they can at this point, and that's "Who's your daddy?" And they're doing it like in college style, "Who's your daddy?" That clap, 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 and that's like, okay,
As the Lakers are walking up court.
What you gonna do, Lakers?
Nothing.
What are you gonna do?
Look, if they weren't motivated against Malone, they ain't motivated against it.
Dude, what are you gonna do, Lakers? Nothing. We're just gonna have to hear this. Is this a new BLA? Do I gotta hear this now for the rest of my life? Who's your daddy?
Well,
is that what we're doing?
See, the problem with that is it's the Lakers. So if one, it's gonna happen in every arena, and then once it becomes a trend, if we put up a performance like this, we lose by 10, we're gonna hear it in every arena. Yeah. So my whole thing is who's going to be the one that's going to perform to make sure that they don't hear.
Who's going to take it personal?
Yes,
that's what I didn't see tonight.
No,
nobody take it. Why do the fans always seem to take it more personal than the players? Is that because they have to remain professional and, like you said, during it's an 82 game season. Just take it personal,
right?
Yeah.
Friggin' A.
Well, you know what the crazy thing?
We need to
take it personal.
The great thing about
that's the next shirt.
Take it personal.
The real.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that. The great thing about the Nuggets is though, you when you look at them and how you would describe them as like a sleeper giant, but they should not be a sleeper giant this year. They were last year. They won championship. Why are we? Looking at them like, oh yeah,
because they just performed really well,
right? And
tonight on opening
so
night.
what are they going to do? Are they going to go and dominate the league again into another championship? And we're still not even recognizing that they are who they are, because they are, whether we like it or not, they are a very, very good team.
Yeah,
very well coached, know how to execute. I mean, I got that feeling. I don't know about you, but KCP. I just kind of felt like when he got the ball, he was in like a certain type of rhythm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Streaky.
So but
playing against his own team.
But right, but I mean, you just kind of felt like, okay, he's gonna do something with it. Even if he missed a shot, you felt like that. I didn't feel like confident. Okay, cool. Austin got the ball, or LeBron got the ball, or AD got the ball, and they're gonna do something with it. You know what I mean? Like, you just felt like everybody was kind of going through the motions with the Lakers, and on the other side they kind of were just doing. And the crazy thing about Jokic is he does look like he's going through the motion, but he'll bust your ass.
Dude, for real, for real. You look at the stat line and you're like, come on, bro. You had what 29, 13, and 11 or 12? So come on, bro.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
Yeah, but it's an effective 29 because you're not even expecting him to do it. But every time he made another three. He made a great pass. Like you say, you get disappointed, and then you look at the stat line, and he was doing that the whole game.
The whole game.
You know what I mean? And that's what's so crazy about the Joker.
They give it I'm sorry. They give it the Joker, and Joker knows exactly what to do with it. So it's like you give him the ball, and he just does the right play all the time. And when you're talking about affecting the game, if he has the ball in his hand 85% of the time, or whatever the percentage is, he's affecting everything a part of that offense, and he is making that offense hum. Like, that's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to throw this out here, and again, one game sample. There were a couple rule changes this year in the NBA. One of those was the challenge, that if a coach throws a challenge and wins, they get another challenge. They don't lose their challenge, right? I don't know if the play where Gordon held on to the rim and dunked it is challengeable, but NBA. If you can go back during a commercial timeout and review whether a 2-pointer was a 3-pointer or not, then you can go back and review that. It's early enough in the game. It's not in the last, and say after review, they were out of bounds, or after review this, and it did not count.
They're not going to do that.
What? But they can, and it's easy to do. It just makes it right.
Well,
yeah.
And look, I'm not saying that was the game, but it just keeps the game
clean.
Well,
so here's the thing, though. I mean, that's almost like in the NFL, every scoring play is reviewable.
Yeah.
You're right. You cannot do that in basketball, like, where every scoring play is reviewable. So the question is it reviewable, period? And is that something that they may want to challenge on? That's the question.
They're watching. But Syracuse, New York is watching.
I know
every game, and they're watching the same replay we are. In 15 seconds, they can say, "We just saw that. Call the refs. Boom, boom, boom."
No.
Refs go review it, and they don't have to review every single one.
It sounds like you won a 4-hour game, man. It sounds like you won a 4-hour game.
No. That went by the time you came back from commercial timeout, they would have already done it.
No.
How long does it take to figure out if it was a 2 or 3? How long does it take? Does that slow down the game?
We know why it slows down the game, because now you have to call the refs and then have a discussion with them that may take 1-2 minutes. Then they have to go and change the call.
1 or 2 minutes. That's
ridiculous. No, I'm just saying. Then look, and then when they change the call, then they got to go argue with the other coach. Okay, that's going to happen every time. Yeah, that you literally just added.
I don't think so. I think it's the same as whether it's a 2 or a 3.
Well, I just think if you do a replay, it has to happen exactly when that happens. It can't. The thing is, the basketball moves so fast. By the time we even try to there's already down there making another layup. So if there's plays have already happened, we can't then go back after. I mean, I know what you're saying.
No, I disagree, because this wasn't a rebound. This was a dead play. It went in, he dunked it. We took it from out of bounds. So if they said, no, that was no good, or goaltending, or he called it hanging on the rim, the same exact play after that would have happened. It wouldn't have changed anything.
The
only thing that's different is whether they score the 2 points or not.
So
that's the only difference.
That is the only difference in that scenario.
In that scenario, yeah. I'm not saying where there was a rebound that went out and now you stop it and go,
right, okay,
change that.
Right.
But on a dead play, it's a dead play.
That's a dead play. Looking at that might work, because it was supposed to, and you could go back and, like you said, the ball were taken out of bounds. You just don't get those points.
It doesn't affect anything.
Well, still, the only way that would work. At first, I don't think it would work at all. But the only way that would work is if the referees treat it like if it's a 3 or 2 or not. In other words, how they would shoot.
Right,
they would shoot the 3-pointer, and then they give a signal to let them know, okay, we're going to go back to see if that was a 2-pointer or 3-pointer. Couldn't tell,
right.
And they know the flag. But that would have to be something that is referee initiated. And I don't know. I know the NBA is not at that point yet, and I don't know if I want them to be at that point. Me personally, I don't like replay. I don't like instant replay in football and basketball. And really in no sport. The main reason why is because I love the human element of the game. So I think it's not that. I mean, obviously, you don't want calls to be missed, but that is a cool part about it. That calls get missed. You know what I'm saying? Like for me,
completely disagree.
No, I mean,
I know.
Baseball,
I mean,
you want a strike to be a strike and a strike to be a strike and a ball to be a ball.
I want the human element behind it. Though.
I get the human.
I want the play in baseball. If he goes and moves the glove slightly, whatever, that is all play. Stuff. I think that's the human element. Is
the nuances to get it past a ref. You're saying. To hide a play,
they missed,
or the human element is the players. Why do you want the human element from the ref? I don't need a human element.
I'm like, I need them to be on their stuff.
We had a conversation right before. I don't know if you guys seen it, but AI for example is they have a program that I was watching, and it was like a coffee shop, and they had 3 employees back there, and they had one employee where they said this AI was doing all this on camera. They was able to tell how long the patrons were sitting. One was sitting 30 minutes, one was sitting an hour. They was able to tell that this employee did 20 cups, this employee did 10 cups, this employee did 3 cups, and it was all during the AI. So now me as a boss, I'm like, hey, I could fire you because my AI system saw that you're not working as hard as the other two people over here.
Yeah.
Theoretically, AI could get that advanced, and probably go there where you don't need the referees on the court anymore because AI would determine if it's a foul or not. But I think that is horrible if we would go like even that far. So I would prefer not to go that far and keep the human element in the game.
We'll move on, but Pat, I'd prefer to just get the calls right, and I'd prefer not to see the refs. They're not supposed to be part of the game. They're not supposed to put their impression on the game.
So you would.
So what happens when we have who's going to call flagrants? The AI.
I mean,
who's going to call? What's?
See, that's my point.
What's a technical foul anymore?
Right, that's my point.
What's that? I mean, they can't curse. You cursed because if it's AI, then that means cameras or computers and the whole thing. This whole bitch is like
it's black and white.
It's like black and white. So basically, so you can't even under your breath say something under there. So what are we doing here? What kind of game is this? Like I don't want
to keep it.
But
like
video assistance.
Yeah,
I think you need to get it right.
I mean, I agree.
Foot on the line at 2 minutes a game.
Yeah,
foot on the line, and we're gonna let like that play that like what is that? Kevin Durant when he's the Warriors, his whole foot is out of bounds, and he saved the ball, and it was like a pivotal play because they scored on that play like that. I don't want that.
No, but I mean,
I don't want that.
Hold on.
That human element, you can keep that.
See,
no,
I want that. That's a play they gotta know. They gotta get that one right.
That messes with the integrity of the game.
Look,
yes,
Pat, we both Raider fans.
Yeah, I know.
I hate Tom Brady because of the tuck rule.
Right.
You know what I mean? And because of what they determined, the instant replay, how they decided, whatever. Come on, dog. That everybody knows and feel like that's
a fumble's a fumble.
A fumble's a fumble. But I just, me personally, I understand that the human is going to mess up the calls every once in a while. But I feel like I would prefer that than it going completely.
Oh no, not completely. Not completely. Some hybrid system.
And so my fear
exactly.
So
a human actually says what the AI found. So he's like,
so
when you confirm, computer confirm it. Computer confirm.
But where do you draw the line with that?
See, no, I'm going to give you an example where it has completely improved the game.
Yeah,
AI. Professional sports example that it is absolutely instrumental in the game.
Tennis.
Thank you. Hasn't ruined it at all. It's improved the game.
Yeah.
Beyond improved. Right. How would that not improve baseball? Because a strike's a strike and in and out. It's just those are the rules. The rules of baseball are not to say, well, an umpire has leeway to say, no, I'm going low or I'm going to no. The rules are the rules. Nowadays they even stick that mother effing box on your TV,
right,
so you can see how bad the call was.
Yeah.
Oh, strike. What, dude? That was a foot and a half outside the box.
Yeah.
If they're going to go that far to show you how egregious and bad the calls were, get it right. It hasn't hurt. It hasn't hurt tennis. It's helped.
No, but one thing about baseball though, it is that sport. You know what I'm saying? Is that nostalgic?
Yeah.
The whole it's America's pastime. We want to keep it as pure as we can. I mean, that's what we're still going against. We're still going against that will be the slowest to change of all the other sports. It will be baseball will be the last to be on the boat, just because that's what they're trying to hold on, being the oldest sport in the country, being that, like I said, American pastime. They're going to try to keep the human element as much as they can. Whereas basketball, there's some areas where you can improve the game with it. And honestly, the challenge, that was a stupid rule in the first place. Like, how do you win and lose at the same time? And how was that not agreed on when we first implement this thing?
Yeah, right.
Like, from the beginning, why we have to go ahead and revise this?
Because of the exact thing Money Mike said. We don't want 4-hour games. They don't have it's not going to create 4-hour games. Get off your ass. Have somebody in Syracuse. Why can't you have a fourth ref on each game in Syracuse watching, ready to make that call? Easy. It's on video.
Okay, you're going to get a call. Come on, man.
All right. Yeah, so that's what we're saying. They do it in tennis. They can do it here. All right. So let's keep going. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep going here, guys. Baseball is going on. I don't know if you guys are watching it all. You're watching some baseball?
Man,
a little bit.
I'm just happy that Houston.
That's all I care about.
Right?
That's all I care about.
Now everything.
Now I can breathe.
Whoever
right?
wins.
Yeah.
I don't care who wins now. I don't care. As long as they didn't win. I don't care who wins.
Yeah, right.
Let's say we want Arizona to win because they beat the Dodgers. So at least they got beat by a chip.
Okay, yeah, exactly. It's always there's some sort of gratification, but the Dodgers.
Well, we got beat by.
I don't want my rivals to win.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm good. We're looking at the Texas Rangers and my team. It doesn't hurt me at all. It doesn't hurt me at all.
There's former Dodger Corey Seager on that team.
Yes, there you go. I'm going for Corey. Go for Seager.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's an Angels problem. It's not a problem.
Texas Rangers, let's do it.
All right, guys, and then so we'll just touch really base. Texas Rangers all the way. NFL's happening. Anything to talk about NFL? Any updates?
This was a crazy week.
Okay.
I mean, like everybody that was supposed to win this week, except for the Eagles. Lost. Like, look, the Raiders. I'm a Raider fan. The Bears was on was playing a backup quarterback. Their original quarterback wasn't that great. The Bears aren't that great, and we lose. Oh man, like
that's not a big dummy.
49ers.
That's not a big dummy. That's
I mean,
Josh.
The 49ers were supposed to win.
Mm-hmm.
McCaffrey had a great game. Minnesota had a greater game.
Yeah.
Who else? I mean, it was just some obvious.
New England beats Buffalo.
Vegas Buster bets, right?
Yes,
I mean,
a lot of them.
Nobody listened. A lot of them. Any part.
So which means
I think
they're getting their money back next week for sure. They're getting their money back. They are going to rip everybody over the coals.
And you know what's funny about that? Y'all saw the Eagle game. You know that over under was 48, and it was 31-17, and there was 2 minutes left of the game, and they was at the 8-yard line, and they took a knee. And they took another knee. It's like, oh, we don't need to kick a field goal. We don't need to score no more. This game was over. And over under was 48 points for that game.
The thing is, they got there, but in the spirit of sportsmanship, it was like they were up by like 2 touchdowns, and they were driving. They didn't have to score again.
Well, we knocked the other team, whatever it was, for not. When they were already in the lead, so you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, USC. If we're gonna talk about USC, oh my God,
they're done. They're done.
I'm going to the USC UCLA game.
Awesome.
And I have paid over $500 for tickets.
You about to see us get run over?
I pray, and this is a rivalry game.
Don't matter.
We cannot lose the game.
Do we beat them last year?
They're
gonna beat us.
Our defense, I think me, the three of us could be on their defense.
Line.
Oh, yeah, we can tackle better than them.
And because the way we would tackle is the same way that they tackle.
Yeah,
and they got scholarships.
Yeah, they got scholarships. D1 scholarships.
So I mean,
free education.
They're literally just playing tag or flag football.
They play flag football.
Yeah, because I'm like, you guys are. They are literally just falling off of them. They started to shoulder.
Dude, oh my God, you're so right. They
just started shoulder, and the guy
slide down off of the dude.
Off. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like it's choreography.
Dude, it's like it's so bad.
Teach him how to tackle.
Man,
dude, you would think since last year they were saying Trojans would be good if that defense was pretty good.
Yeah.
So you heard about this the whole time. Matter of fact, season ended in January. You had all this time to fix your defense. You got new players.
Improve it.
See,
right? Like, at least improve it. It's the same show. We've seen this show before. It's the same show.
But the biggest problem is like everybody knew what the problem was. You know, it's the defensive coordinator. It's not the athletes. It's the defensive coordinator.
Right.
Get rid of him. Lincoln Riley refused to get rid of him. And so
then Lincoln Riley's got to go.
So, he just came here. He's not going anywhere. He just came here. We were good on the offense. Defense here's
the thing about it. See, this is what I love about just the city of Los Angeles. You could be the man other places, and there will be excuses made about you.
Right.
But let me explain this to you. If he does not get rid of this defensive coordinator, these boosters are going to
they're gonna let him know. They're gonna let him know.
Get rid of him.
They're gonna let him know
within the next 2 years.
Well, they gave Alex Grinch a 2-year contract. This is his second year, so they don't have to extend him.
Right.
So, but the thing is,
if they do, If they do,
Lincoln is going to fight for him.
So if they do,
that's where we're at.
What's going to happen to Lincoln?
That's what I'm saying. That's where the rubber going to meet the road.
Lincoln's going to be run. Listen to me. He's in LA. This is USC. The alumni is very strong. That fan base is going to run them out of town.
Exactly.
Yeah, he can't just keep doing this because you have loyalty. I don't care what kind of dirt he got on you.
To the team,
I don't care what dirt he has on you and your family. I don't care about that.
Listen,
I don't care because there's no other logical reason why you're the coach. It has to be blackmail. There's no obvious reason why you're the DC of the Trojans, other than you maybe we don't know that you're the brother-in-law. Maybe that's your maybe something going on here because it's not making sense, dude.
Look. Since we talk about USC, listen to this, Pat. You probably don't know yet, but the schedule next year has already come out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Right. So have you ever seen the schedule for last?
Yeah, I've seen the schedule.
Right. So I'm just going to run off a few of these names, of who we're playing next year. Right. We're starting with LSU.
Okay.
Then we're going to Utah State. Then we're going to Notre Dame. Then we're going to Maryland. Right. Then we're going to Michigan. Then we're going to Minnesota, UCLA, Nebraska, Penn State, Rutgers. Okay, well, that's nobody. Wisconsin, and then Washington. Do you see that? So what they basically did now, Washington right now is number 5 in the country.
Right.
So they kept Washington on our schedule. Right. Notre Dame just whooped our ass.
Yeah.
Right. They kept them on there. But LSU,
yeah.
Michigan, where are they? Number 1 right now, right?
Yeah, they're number 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Nebraska. Nebraska, they big.
All they do is run the ball.
Right. So
it doesn't even matter. Wisconsin, all they do is run the ball. It doesn't matter.
We about to enter into something
that we
have never seen before.
We might get embarrassed.
Yeah.
We might get embarrassed.
Yeah.
We might get embarrassed, guys. Just to let you know.
Yeah, so next season's not looking strong.
The defense.
We're not in the Pac-12 anymore. Where are we, Pat?
We're Big Ten.
We're in the Big Ten.
All right.
They run the ball.
So yeah.
As you know, we finish every single episode of the Profanity Nation podcast with a segment we call Money Mike's Out of Bounds.
I have to do it.
All right, good. Money Mike's going to share his thoughts or opinions on a topic, and it's really simple. He just wants to know, are those thoughts or opinions inbounds or out of bounds? Money Mike, you got the mic.
So look, this is real simple. I'm sorry I had to do it. I had to be consistent. I was listening to the radio today on ESPN, and they were talking about how great LeBron James is. And and the whole time I was listening to how they was talking about how great LeBron James is. The thought came to my mind and said, do these people on ESPN really think that he is the top 5 player in the league still? Am I out of bounds to say that LeBron James is not? I can name right now, day 1 of the NBA season, that there are 5 better players than LeBron James is right now in this current season.
Step out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's you're inbounds. I mean, I think about it, there was I think ESPN did put out. So you saw him at number 5?
No, I mean, they were talking about LeBron.
No,
like,
because he's 10.
He's
around 10 to 10.
I mean, they were like at 15 years. We thought he was.
No, I'm saying that's what ESPN gave him that.
They were. I mean, what I'm saying,
they give him. He's 6,
14.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, but
we recognize this.
10 through 15.
Listen,
we
the
recognize
commentary that I was listening to.
Who was it?
They were saying,
who was it? Call him out. Who was it? Was it Miller?
It wasn't Miss Island. It was the one right before that new one. Oh my gosh!
Because they all do it, and they don't call him out and say, "Oh, he didn't put up his hands."
It was in the morning, but they was like, "Oh yeah, we thought he was gonna slow down at 15 years. We thought he was gonna slow down at 17 years. We thought he was gonna slow down at 20, but he still has it." And I'm like, "Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing?"
Yeah, everybody sees it, dude. Everybody sees that he has these. Well, I mean, they talked about it in the playoffs that he literally was going
hard
about
it today that he
couldn't close the game in the fourth quarter because he didn't have any energy. Like we all see it that he's wearing down. That's why I can't. I guess I want to go ahead and just drag LeBron. He's earned it. We gonna keep beating him out the door. Like he's earned it. He's pretty.
That's why we're looking at AD.
Yeah, we gotta look at AD now. This is not. This is not.
Scott, you have to turn your attention to AD.
AD has to be the. You really have to get all that.
I don't think anybody expects LeBron to be 1A anymore.
No.
1B, yes, but 1A, no. And
I want him to be around 22 points a game. I want him to have more
and
assists.
then every once in a while bump up to 30, 32.
But I want him to be I don't want him scoring 28 points a game. He should.
We shouldn't have to rely on that.
No, that's AD.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so you're inbounds, and everybody says you're inbounds. So you're again. Okay, so everybody comment down in the comment section, of course. And like we said, be sure, get out there, get your statement shirts, Heart Over Talent, wash your hands. He ain't worth that money. Trade him. We in this bitch. And all of that good stuff. It's all there. Wash your, not just your hands. Yeah. Wash your ass is in there as well. So go check it out. That's at the infanitytv.com/store. It's easy. infanitytv.com/store. Get your shirts, get your gear, get your merch. Other than that, guys, there'll be more games, more stuff to talk about. We'll be back next week, next Tuesday, as always.
Yeah, let's do it.
8:30 p.m. on infanitytv.com. Until then, have a good one.
Peace.